Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining Peace in the Pod. I'm Loretta, and I wanted to know if I could share something with you. So today I have been doing some heavy reflecting on a lot of things that have transpired over the past 2 years or so. And just really the stuff that's been challenging in life, and thinking maybe I should have approached it differently. Maybe I should have um, not made the choices that I've made. But then, the more I think about it, it's well, I wouldn't be where I am today if I would have made different choices. And I wouldn't be true to myself if I made different choices. And I'm happy I made those choices, but it's just thinking about the challenges, and could I have avoided those situations if I would have made different choices? And it's I probably could have avoided some situations, but I do feel like there's a lot of things that happen in my life that even when I try to conform to certain ways to avoid conflict and situations, I still end up in a similar, if not worse, situation. So it's I try to avoid it, but yet I still end up in it. And I think for me, just being true to myself and sticking to my guns, even though it can be uncomfortable for myself or for others, it has to be done. Um, it's okay to be your authentic self. Sometimes you'll intimidate those that don't understand your purpose or understand you, but it has to be done. You have to be you. You have to be true to yourself. There's a power within us that's not a natural power. It's divine. And when we are put in situations, even when we try to avoid situations and they still seem to somehow occur, it's because we were meant to face whatever it is that we're trying to run from. Sometimes it's very lonely on the path where you're staying true to yourself. There are a lot of people who don't agree with you. People get frustrated a lot by some of the things that I say. And I don't say things to irritate or annoy, or I don't say and do things to bother people. I say and do things because my values, my morals, tell me that it's the right thing to do, to speak up. And don't be fearful in those dark times, because in the dark is where I find the light. I am the light. And the darkness is where I build my strength. I become a better version of myself when I face these challenges, when I'm placed in these situations, and it helps me discover more of myself and the power that is within me. And I can't fight that. I have to allow it to come out, because when I try to fight it, that's when situations come up and challenges become bigger. So I've gotten to the point where now I don't view those challenges as setbacks. They were there to refine my faith and focus. We are being guided by divine wisdom, and our steps are ordered even when the path is unclear. We always want to know and have control over what's going to be the next step, but that's not how life works. We can participate in our next step and co-create, but we can't create. We can only influence the creation. And in order to do that, we have to be true to ourselves. We have to stay true to who we are and not change ourselves in order to be accepted or fit in. Don't dim your light in order to be included into a certain group. Don't pretend to be someone else when you know that that's not who you really are on the inside. We need to remain true to ourselves by prioritizing our own happiness and integrity, by making choices that resonate with who we are at the core. We want to try to avoid losing ourselves by conforming to the societal expectations, because we know that that's not who we are deep down inside. But in order to avoid conflict, sometimes we just kind of go with the flow. That's the easiest option, the safest option. But we don't want to put ourselves in a situation where we later regret not speaking up on something or not doing what's right about a certain situation. So we don't want to live a life of being scared to be who we were meant to be and who we are deep down. Being true to ourselves help us be more self-aware, and it's about prioritizing your needs and not saying being inconsiderate of others, but just making you a priority. And whenever you're facing challenges, you're going to have to go against the grain or make difficult decisions that align with your values rather than just conforming with what others are doing. You have to do what's right in your heart. And it's a continuous process. It's an ongoing journey of self-discovery and reflection. It's not a one-time decision. So I think if we just listen to our heart whenever we're in situations, we will be guided to the right decision, even if it does, make waves and ruffle some feathers. It's what needs to be done. I think once you get in the mindset where you understand that not everyone you interact with will be happy with every decision you make. And if you can accept the fact that there will be some unhappy people with some decisions you make in life, you'll be fine. But you can't allow your decision and the opinions of others influence you on that decision, because you don't want to be that person that everyone thinks is always going against the grain, always has something to say, or just doesn't want to do what they're told. And sometimes it's not about that. It's about just speaking up and doing the right thing. I've been in several situations where I've tried to conform. I really have. And when I tell you, the moment I just stay quiet, just kind of go with the flow, it doesn't take long, but a week or two, something worse than what I was previously faced with has transpired that at that point forces me to speak up. And I have to, because it's just like it's at a level that there's no way I can't say anything. So now I've just gotten to the point where if there's something that needs to be spoken on and it's presented before me, I'm going to say something. I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feelings or make anyone feel uncomfortable, but if there's something that needs to be said, I will be that person that speaks up. I've been that person sporadically over the years, but now I am that person 100%. And I'm sorry that it makes people uncomfortable, but I, I'm going to be true to myself. And if it's the right thing to do, then it's the right thing to do. And they will have to deal with whatever happens with that and move forward. But it's not going to change who I am. So if you ever find yourself in a situation where deep down you feel like you need to speak up and say something because you just feel like that's not right, just do it. Just do it. It may be uncomfortable. Other people may be uncomfortable. But if it feels like the right thing to do, then do it. Remain true to yourself. You have to act in accordance to your own beliefs, values, and feelings, living your life in a way that aligns with your authentic self rather than trying to please others or conform to societal expectations. Are you being true to yourself? Being true to yourself cultivates a sense of authenticity and self-acceptance. Be true to you. Thanks again for tuning in to Piece of the Pod. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, follow, or subscribe. And also, if you know someone else that would enjoy it, please share it with them. Thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.